Hello and welcome everyone to another Albion Online Dev Talk. Now, finally that we're getting close to Queen, we have some time to talk about the Hideouts, my favorite feature in the Queen update. You may have heard us talk about the Hideouts before, but today we're really going in depth and telling you what Hideouts are, how they work, and what you can do with them. So let's start with what is a Hideout. Well, a hideout is a structure that you can place in the outlands for your guild. Your guild members can enter it, they can use the hideout's facilities, like being able to place crafting buildings and craft inside, storing items in its bank, and they can make a home at the hideout, allowing them to respawn whenever they get killed. In short, the hideout is the ultimate home for your guild, away from the crowds in the big cities, allowing you to move into the wilderness of Albion. So if you want to live in the depth of the wilderness, you probably want a hideout. But how do you get one? Well, to place a hideout, you first need a hideout construction kit. This is an item that is crafted at the Toolmaker building and costs the princely sum of 10 million silver, as well as a significant pile of stone, wood, and some siphoned energy. It's also quite heavy, so you want to bring a strong mount along. Once you've got the construction kit, you'll need to transport it to the location where you want to place your hideout. You'll also need to keep in mind that there's a number of restrictions on placing the hideouts. So, for example, it can't be placed too close to other hideouts, and it can't be too close to a major dungeon. For a full list of these restrictions, please read our handy hideout guide in the description. In addition, you may want to take into account your guild's needs. If you want to do a lot of crafting, you'll want to keep in mind the crafting bonuses of the local region. Each region has crafting bonuses depending on its biome and how deep it is in the new outlands of Albion. On the other hand, your guild may have other needs, maybe strategic needs, maybe you need to be in a certain position. So keep that in mind when placing your hideout. No matter how you decide, once you've found a suitable spot, you'll also need to make sure you're there during the right time. Hideouts can only be placed during a region's battle time, which you can find on the region map. When you've made sure that you meet all the criteria, you can simply place the hideout in the open world, which only takes a short moment. The rest happens by itself. The magic of the hideout construction kit takes care of the construction, and after 24 hours, your hideout will become fully operational. From there, you can upgrade it via the hideout management board if you desire additional features like a marketplace or additional building space. Upgrading costs silver and resources, but it also improves the utility of the hideout for your guild. In addition to considering what upgrade level you want and what buildings you want, you need to make sure you regularly supply your hideout with food to ensure it remains operational. So, is owning your own place in the Outlands really that simple? Well, yes, and also no. It really is that simple to build a hideout, however, everything in Albion comes with a risk, and that risk takes the form of other players. To successfully construct and to maintain a hideout, you'll need to defend it against the aggression of others. Luckily, a hideout is pretty hard to attack. A hideout is only vulnerable to attack under special circumstances. During construction, it'll be vulnerable at 2 times. Once immediately after placement for 20 minutes, and a second time for the last 20 minutes before it finishes construction. Make sure your guild is ready to protect a freshly placed hideout at these times, as any determined attacker will be able to take it down with siege hammers during this time. Outside of these times, the magic infused in the hideout construction kit keeps it safe from attack. Once the hideout finishes construction, it'll be even harder to take down. A completed hideout can only be attacked with siege hammers if its protective magic is broken, which can only happen during the first 20 minutes of a region's battle time. To break its magic, an attacker has to be the owner of the territory within the same region as the hideout, and they need to pay the required attack cost. Once the protective magic fades, the hideout can be attacked with siege hammers, but it's quite a strong structure and it slowly repairs durability damage over the course of the battle. Should the attacker still manage to reduce it to 0 durability, the hideout will lose a defense point. And as long as any of these remain, the hideout will not be destroyed. Instead, it will immediately become invulnerable until the beginning of the next battle time, where it'll become attackable again for 20 minutes. Should the defenders manage to prevent the hideout from losing a defense point in any battle, the hideout restores all lost defense points immediately, and any would-be attacker will have to initiate a new attack on the next day and pay the attack costs again. As you can see, it's pretty hard to take down a hideout, but your guild may still be facing an aggressor that is just too strong or that you would prefer not to fight. In that case, you may be able to convince them to tolerate your hideout by paying a tribute. Luckily, the hideout's tribute system makes such payments easy to do. You simply set a sum of silver that you want to transfer to the guild, which controls the region's territory tower, and this sum is transferred every day to appease them. Many powerful groups will think hard about whether it's better to take out your hideout or to collect some taxes from you. Should diplomacy fail and the worst happen, your hideout will be destroyed when it loses its last defense point. All contents within the hideout are lost at this point, except the items in personal player banks. With the last spark of magic, the hideout would transfer these items to the closest public bank, and you'll have to wait for them to become recoverable. It takes 4 weeks for these items to become recoverable, and you even will have to pay a fee to claim them, but this will be much better than simply losing them. Now let's sum things up. Owning a hideout in the Outlands allows your guild to make a permanent home there. This home can be upgraded from a small base to a massive underground operation. Your crafters can benefit from crafting bonuses in the hideout, and your fighters can store their gear there and respawn at the hideout. You can have a flourishing guild economy and even participate in Crystal Realm battles and expeditions from your hideout. With the ability to customize access rights, you can even open your hideout to other players and try to establish your own trading post. No matter whether you use the hideout for conquest or to build up an economic powerhouse, we are really excited to see what you do with this new addition to Albion Online. Thank you for listening, and be sure to read our in-depth info guide on hideouts if you'd like to learn more about them. Stay tuned for more dev talks, and we'll see you online when Queen goes live on January 20th, 2020.